Hey, thanks for stopping by Roots and Wings. Today I'm going to show you how I make my favorite root lifting spray. To make the root lifting spray, the base of it is going to be made out of rosemary. I started using rosemary about a year and a half ago for my hair because I was using commercial products from the, just the hair salon, and it was actually making my hair fall out, and it was really not a fun experience. So have went ahead and I did research, and rosemary has been used historically to help stimulate and regrow hair, and it's helped dramatically. So I quit using anything that had synthetic chemicals in it on my hair and scalp, and it just made a world of difference. So to get the rosemary infused right into our root lifting spray, we are going to make a rosemary tea that's going to be the base of our spray. So to do that, we are just going to take some dried rosemary like this, and we are going to use 2 tablespoons. And I'm going to go ahead and put that right into this measuring cup here. You could also use dried nettle. Nettle has also been shown to help stimulate your hair follicles, to help regrow, and it also has been shown to prevent hair loss in general. So that's a great thing. You could go ahead and throw a tablespoon of that in here as well. And then we have boiling hot water. We're going to go ahead and put a half a cup of hot water right here in our measuring cup, and just kind of go around a little bit and get your herbs covered. I want a little bit over a half cup just to allocate for the dried herbs. And then I'm going to put a plate right over top of this measuring glass to help keep all the essential oils inside of our rosemary tea. We want all that to stay in there as much as possible. We're going to let this sit for 15 to 20 minutes, and it's going to steep, and it's going to make a concentrated rosemary tea that we're going to be able to use in our spray. And while we wait for that, I'll go ahead and let you know all the other ingredients that we need to make our spray. It's super simple. So we will need sea salt or some type of table salt. I like sea salt. I use it a lot, so I actually buy it in bulk and just have it around the house. And we also are going to use some sugar. I have organic cane sugar here, but you could use white sugar. That would be just fine. And we are also going to be adding a little bit of vegetable glycerin. And this is really thick. It's going to help thicken our spray and give us a really nice shine and texture to our hair. And the last thing I have is an aloe vera liquid. You could also use an aloe vera gel if you have it, but I had this on hand and it's been working very well. And since I have a whole gallon, I'm probably going to be using it for a while. And then you can, if you want to, at the very end, have some essential oils. I have a bergamot oil. I have a Roman chamomile oil. And then I also am going to add a few more drops of rosemary oil because, in my opinion, you can never get enough hair growing. So we'll just add a little bit of that. And it's super simple. It's all natural, and it's going to help make your hair really healthy. If you feel like maybe you don't want to stimulate more hair growth, you could make this without the rosemary. You could just use a half a cup of plain water and skip this step. But we're going to go ahead and let this steep, and we'll be right back with you to finish making the rest. Alright, the rosemary tea has been steeping for 15 minutes, so we're going to go ahead and get started with making the rest of our spray. So we will go ahead and take the plate off. It might drip a little bit. And now we should have about a half a cup of liquid. Like I said, you don't have to do this step if you do not want rosemary. You can just use plain water. So we're going to go ahead and strain it. I just have a little kitchen strainer that we actually use for our cans, or our jars, I guess. All right. Just kind of get that out. You can press it a little bit if you wanted to. You could strain this out in like a cheesecloth. But usually this is fine. I got a little bit of that on there. Okay. Now, all we're going to do is take half of a tablespoon of sea salt. And just kind of do that. And we're going to also use a half a tablespoon of sugar. So just equal parts of that. Okay. And I'm gonna go ahead and stir that just to start getting it dissolved. And this water is still really warm, so it shouldn't take very long at all, just to get that going. If you wanted to make a texture spray for your hair instead of a root lifting spray, you could use a tablespoon of salt. And that will give you like a saltwater texture spray, and just completely leave out the sugar. That's always good in the summertime when you're going, you know, vacation, beach, pool, that kind of thing. You can have some saltwater texture spray in your bag. All right, now I have that dissolved, so we're gonna go ahead and use a tablespoon of the vegetable glycerin. And the vegetable glycerin is really, it gives a really nice shine to your hair. I've really been enjoying that. So put that in. It's a little bit thick, so I'm just gonna kind of scrape it a little bit. All right, and then we're gonna use a tablespoon of our aloe vera. And I have noticed that the aloe vera is very calming for your skin. I've really enjoyed using that. There we go. All right. And that's just about it. Then now you can go ahead and add whatever essential oils that you want to use. So I'm gonna go ahead and put 10 drops of bergamot. Bergamot is really helpful for adding shine to your hair. 9, 10, okay. And now we'll do 2 drops of rosemary. 1, 2, oh, there's 3, that's okay. All right, and then I'm gonna do a few drops of Roman chamomile. It's gonna add some really nice shine to your hair. We'll just do 2 of those. 2. I feel like Roman chamomile has a really strong scent. So you could add more, but for me, this works out really just fine. It smells really strong right now, but once you put it in the bottle and you're spraying it on your hair, you really can't smell it a whole lot. So it's really not too bad. The first time I made this, I thought, oh gosh, like the smell, it's kind of overpowering, honestly. But when I use this on my hair, I only use 5 or 6 sprays just right on the top of my hair when it's still wet. And the smell is just, it smells really nice. It's really light at that point, just using a little bit. So I have a spray bottle here, and we're just gonna use a funnel. And we're gonna pour the mixture right in. And that's it, you're all set. So you just want to make sure that you're using this on wet hair. Don't spray it on your hair and try and use it like a texture spray, because the sugar is going to make it too sticky. Like I said, if you want a texture spray, leave out the sugar and just go for a tablespoon of salt instead, and that will give you a texture spray that you can spray on your hair and leave it to dry, and it'll just give you some texture to it. But this works amazingly. I even try not to wash my hair every single day, because that just is too rough on my hair and my scalp. So I will take a little spray bottle of just plain water and wet the top of my hair on like the second day where I'm not washing my hair, and I can take this root spray while the hair is wet, and spray it on my hair, and just use a hair dryer to dry it, and it's perfect. I just love it so much. I've had great results. So I hope this video has helped you, and if you have any questions, leave it in the comments below, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for stopping by.